I will also be attempting it in their languages. Snorhakalatjun, kapitan nomadin, dankjewel Sash for the Netherlands. Hello and welcome to another week of developments for my game State of Command, which by the way you can wishlist on Steam, link will be top of the description below. So the first thing you may have noticed is that the UI and menu overall is beginning to look a lot more polished. This is a part of a more general UI rework that I'm planning, but that is not the primary focus of this past week. The primary focus was actually the dynamic frontline system. Alright, now I got a proper situation cooked up here in Donetsk region, and yeah, it's not done, as you can see. It lacks polish, and I still have a lot to work on for it, but it's getting somewhere. Next week's focus will be combat, so this very janky and just straight up wrong system of combat where they just retreat and they go like randomly and stuff, that will be fixed. That is a large issue, and that's what the next week's focus is going to be on. The front line, I know I say that this was the week I was going to work on it and finish it. I think it's going to end up actually being a recurring thing that I return to a lot, because it requires a lot of attention. So it will be a recurring thing in devlogs, and it'll get better and better and better. But that's what I have for now with regards to the frontline. With that out of the way, let's get into some of the more minor updates. To begin, the following flags have been added to the game: Sweden, Norway, and Finland. And as you can see on the screen, there are many grayed out flags here, meaning I have not added these flags yet. And if you would like to take part in the voting that goes on the server, well, make sure to join the Discord server to do that. That's not the only thing we vote on. We also voted on what situation should be present in the demo release that I plan for July. What had won is the Russian-Ukraine war, but I may do more voting, and also the ultimate decision rests with me, and I'm not so sure if that will end up being the conflict. If you want to tilt the scale, make a difference on which direction this game takes, make sure to join the server. That's where the most community interaction happens. Another update that I did is I made the nation selection tab here have a search bar, and also a feature where you can save/favorite any nation that you frequent. It's very convenient, especially for me. I would always have to click it, or I would always have to scroll down and find it and then click it. It's rather annoying. And another thing for convenience is that when you click on the country, it will zoom into it. So now I don't have to spend that couple, like 8 seconds every time to zoom into the country. Very convenient. But I do actually have to zoom out for this next little update I did, which is I updated the visuals for the roads so that they're not obstructive as they were before at different zoom levels. Beforehand, the roads at this zoom level would be very noticeable and big. It did not scale with the map. It remained the same screen size no matter what. Now they actually look nice and not obstructive, and as you zoom in and you zoom in more, and then you keep zooming in, keep zooming in, and now the roads, yeah, they just look better. I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest. I still might reduce their thickness here, but the general idea of them scaling with the map instead of the screen is there. Another update is that I have a more proper settings tab now, which includes graphics, where you can change your resolution and window mode. Note that it says UI.settings blah 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 because I did not actually add this to the localization settings, and I also have to fix this I'm GUI error, but anyway, ignore that, and it's pretty nice so far. This will obviously expand more, and this is where the tab for the visuals are and such. Yeah, it's very nice. And here's where you can put in your custom localized language. Right now, these are all the languages we got translated, pretty much all by community members. I will thank them now. And while I'm thanking them, you can watch this situation develop with the frontline. I will also be attempting it in their languages, so bear with me. Vielen Dank, Nico, für die deutsche Übersetzung. Schnorhakalatjun, Kapitan Nomadin, Hayarin Tarkmanitian, Hamar. That one was tough. شكرا Andrés al tarjeme للعربي. Gracias Lord Pump por la traducción al español. Dankjewel Sash voor de Nederlandse vertaling. Dziękuję Max SSD za polski tłumaczenie. Spasiba Randan za ruski перевод. At last but not least, toda Dr. Forat el hatagum le ivrit. And yeah, thank you to all the members who have translated into their respective language. It is very much appreciated. As you can see here, by the way, I did not cover this before, when an enemy unit is contesting a region, it should turn yellow to represent disputed territory. Otherwise, it's just the unit expanding their territory. This is still very far from what I intend, but it's a lot closer than it was before. It still needs a lot of work. I'm going to be working on this probably throughout the entire development on the way to the demo. Hopefully not further than that, but trust me, guys. I will do my best to get this right, because this is not right now. I don't know what the hell this is doing. But a little bit of what I plan for the future of Frontlines. Well, besides the obvious of me wanting it to be natural and look good, I also want to have a possibility for there to be pre-existing control areas, because oftentimes nations aren't defined by just provinces, but also areas that don't necessarily abide by a province that are controlled by them, such as with Hezbollah. You could give them the south here and such, but then this area here, the Bekaa Valley, not all of it would fall under their control, even though it would all be considered one province. So that is something I intend to have some nuance in the situation. And yeah. Also, this would help with pre-existing front lines, such as here. With us, they would be down to here instead of restricted to this province that I gave them, you could say. Anyway, that's all for this week of developments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just would like to make a little announcement. I do have YouTube memberships set up now. I am offering basically badges, custom emojis, and a shout out. Furthermore, I have recently set up a Twitter account, a Reddit space, and a TikTok account. You guys can follow those in the description, I guess. I will be posting on there sometimes. I don't know. And if you're ever curious to what I'm currently working on, I do have a roadmap posted on GitHub. Link will also be in the description below. But most importantly, I would like to remind you to wishlist my game on Steam, join the Discord server, and check out my Buy Me a Coffee link and my membership if you would like to support me financially as an individual. And yeah, also, GitHub road plan is also in the description if you want to see where things are headed. That's all. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. See you next time.